Hi, this is Nikki. Uh, Welcome to the second part, kind of delayed second part of Restore Belief with NicoleJacobs. The reason why I keep pointing back to that painting is because I was going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to post, hopefully, I've never done this specific part of it. I can post lots of things on Facebook, but I've never done it on YouTube. So I'm going to try to do that. That painting is still a continuous work in progress. I haven't slept yet. Still in the same clothes from yesterday. Typical, to some degree. Anyway, so I'm a little tired, a little wound up. Been watching different things, dealing with different things, trying to come down. Gotta kill this daylight light bulb. Well, not kill it, but turn it off so I can actually go to sleep. Actually get some real sleep. Anyway, that picture, that painting, I started it in April. And it is a painting. It's out of acrylic and it's still desperately needing to be worked on. Is about an experience that I had when I was about 4 years old. And I call it the Infinity Galaxy. That's how I've always known it. And in 2019, I was walking to the kitchen. I had one of these tumblers, I don't remember which one, doesn't matter, in my hand. Was drinking out of it while I was walking. And I had my phone that I'm recording on in my other hand. And on my screen popped up a news article from NASA, I believe, or a news article on NASA, and a nebula that they had come across. And I'd never seen this nebula in print before. So when I saw it, I literally dropped my phone, reached for the counter, grabbed onto the counter, because I nearly went down. I was so, and I did bounce. Thankfully, these are not glass. They are Rubbermaid tumblers, hard plastic. And thankfully, I didn't break a tumbler because this sucker, or whichever one I had in my hand, I don't remember, bounced off the counter, bounced back into my hand as I'm letting go of the phone with my other hand and grabbing onto the counter, because I was so shocked. That's how shocked I was to see the Infinity Galaxy on my phone in a newspaper article. Well, I call it a newspaper. It was an article. And the first words out of my mouth were, I know that as the Infinity Galaxy. What the hell is it? And when I actually caught my breath and could function again, I grabbed my phone because it actually put me into a panic. I started somewhat hyperventilating, and I don't do that. I mean, that's just so unlike me. This hit a trigger moment for me in a major way, and brought back up the memories that I have of being on an ET ship. I was about 4 years old, and looking out the window at what I can only classify as a window. And I always think of it as a bridge of a ship. It was not a bridge, according to what I've since been told. But I was on this platform landing area. I don't know what else to call it. There was, I don't even know how tall I was now that I think about it. But here I am standing on this platform, and there was this window in front of me. And the window, the bottom of the window, it wasn't very tall. And in order for me to put the silver to show that it was a metal or metallic type material, and that this was a window, I had to put silver in this painting at the top and at the bottom, to make it look like a window. But the window itself was, the metal part was just slightly below my knees. So basically this was a floor, almost like a floor to ceiling type of window, and it stretched the full length of the wall that it was on. And I heard in my head, "Do not touch." I don't remember the phrase, but it was "do not touch," and then and I literally am hearing right now in my head, "energy barrier." Well, I didn't know what that was. To me, this was a window, and I could see at it so clearly, and yet there was no reflection. To me, it's a window. I'm 4 years old. What kid wouldn't think? I mean, I'm standing there going, can I put my hand through that? How are we going anywhere? And I'm looking out in space, and I'm seeing the infinity, what became known to me as the infinity galaxy. And kind of a big deal. So I went and I put my hand thinking I could push through it, or there would be some kind of glass wall there. And it wasn't. And when I put my hand stopped. It literally stopped. And a blue energy light appeared around the palm of my hand. And that was shocking to me. And it had this like little, I can't classify it as a buzzing, but I don't know what else to call it. It had a sound, very minor sound, but a sound. And I got told to remove my hand. And I didn't, because I was just fascinated with it. And I had somebody come up behind me to my left. And I know that, to this day, I know who this person is. They reappeared in my life. They were an adult back then. They reappeared in my life a number of years ago. And a number of years ago, I grieved because they turned into a real, not necessarily a very nice person, in my opinion. And so I grieved for that because I knew them as when I was a very young child, and they were essentially the human protector of children while on board these ET ships. And that's how I knew this person. And they came up behind me. You could hear everybody in the group could hear the ET, the head honcho. I don't know what to call him either, but the head person was essentially ordering, I don't want to call it demanding, but they were, in other words, ordering this human adult to come and remove my hand from this energy. It did not hurt. I don't remember it vibrating, but I know it made a sound. And I want to say zzz, zzz type of sound, but it's not quite that either. But it made a very, very distinct, excuse me, been up way too long, so I'm starting to lose my voice. But it made a very distinctive sound. Of course, there was a prolific scent on that ship. It was a very distinct odor, scent, smell, whatever you want to call it. But that is my memory, my 4-year-old memory. And that little white thing right there, that's another, it was a spiral galaxy, whereas and I don't remember what we now call it. I've got that written down somewhere. But this is actually this right here for right now, because it's going to get changed. I just haven't done it. I haven't had time to do it yet, to repaint over it and re-fan it out and make it look more like an hourglass in the right way, so to speak, or at least the way I remember it. I've seen images since NASA put out the Butterfly Nebula. Excuse me. Since they put out that picture, or since I've seen it anyway. And I remember it as more orange, some red, some pink. There was another color in there that I can't, kind of like a purple, but I can't quite classify it as a purple, but it's in kind of that range. But to see these things firsthand, and then there were other areas that I saw that I've yet to see them in pictures. And when I do, I will put them on, because I can't seem to pull parts of them out of my head. The Butterfly Nebula is super easy because it was so stunningly beautiful, gorgeous. And the other galaxies that spin, which is why I painted that, because I had to get those out of my head. They spun a specific way. And they had like spider legs going in a spiral. And then they fanned out. They had white. Some of it was blue. There were some that had like pink, kind of like a pink dots with kind of like a swirl pattern. I don't know how else to explain this. But that's what that painting is all about. It's all about space. It's all about my experience on an ET ship when I was approximately 4 years old. I had the memory my entire lifetime. It was what's called a screen memory. And it's something that I have treasured. It's something that I remember by the time I was 10 or 11 years old, I started shoving it down into my memory. It was very alive and vivid in my memory up until that point. Then life just started taking over. Things started significantly shifting and changing in my lifetime around that time frame, 10, 11 years old. And then it's like I don't know how else to say it. It's like I kind of forgot about that memory. And the way I remember things, I've got a photographic memory, which at this second I do not remember the official term that is right now. Eidetic, thank you. Somebody just gave me the name of it. Eidetic memory. And of course, as I've aged, it's kind of filtered some things out, but I still have it. It's like memories in a filing cabinet. It's like I've got this gigantic filing cabinet of nothing but, filing cabinet after filing cabinet, nothing but files of memories. And they are very specific memories. I mean, they are so accurate. It's really kind of scary to me. And I'm at 16 minutes, so I need to stop and post this, which will probably take about 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour. Anyway, this painting is called The Infinity Galaxy, 1972. A child's, oh gosh, I have it written on a meme that I created, and a picture I took of all of this. Point being, I did copyright it for very good reason. And if you do not believe me, that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your perspective. I'm simply telling you what I remember, what my memories are. I started remembering these memories again when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and then kind of shoved it out of my head again because I had to. Life again. And in 2019, it all came crashing to a shocking, oh my God, it's real type of situation. So there's the information. I've yet to name this one, but this one is called The Infinity Galaxy 1972. And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. And I will be recording. I did request to go live on YouTube, so that'll probably start happening. Lives will actually start happening, live videos, probably late Saturday night or Sunday. Haven't decided yet. I will eventually pick a day and go live, and I'm at 18 minutes. We'll see if we can actually upload this. Anyway, have a good afternoon, evening. It's Friday right now, about 11:25 in the morning. I hope you have a good day. Afternoon, evening, wee morning hours, whenever you see this. Take care. Bye, guys.